So recently I've been traveling a lot, so I've been focusing my gaming mainly on the iPad, and there's a little game called The Room that I like very much. I'm a big fan of point-and-click adventures and more puzzle-oriented games, so that game really has a nice production value for me. It's a nice puzzler. It's good to keep your brain occupied, but at the same time it has this old point-and-click feeling to it. So for me, my latest discovery is The Room, and I like it very much.
So there's a lot of games that are out there that I think are pretty underappreciated, but one of the ones that I've played in the last few years that really kind of blew me away was a game called Stronghold 2. It's this castle building sim, but when you take it online and you're playing with somebody, it gets really crazy. You can have an immense army, you can have catapults, trebuchets, flaming carts. I mean, I've had matches in Stronghold 2 that lasted 4 hours, and they were crazy. They're a lot of fun, and I think people would really dig it if they checked it out. So I thought Stronghold 2 was a pretty cool game that a lot of people didn't know about.
So yeah, the indie game I've been playing recently, I've been playing actually a lot of strategy games, obviously for research for Company of Heroes 2. One I found really interesting was sort of an indie title called Hex Empire. It's basically Risk meets Advance Wars, and it's kind of you defend your capital city of your empire using these little hexagonal blocks that you can sort of only move and sort of fire from limited positions. It's a really interesting game. It's very different from anything I've played recently, and I highly recommend people giving it a try.
So my pick for a underappreciated gem of 2012 is a game called Drill Killer. It's a really short point-and-click adventure game you can download on PC, and it's pretty trivial, but it has a very, very funny writing, and I think it's an amazing short experience for everyone.
So I don't even know if this counts as an indie gem, given that it's available on our iOS. But the game that I would recommend above all other is Train Yard. It's a fiendishly complex puzzle game around trains, and it completely scratched my Advance Wars itch.
My indie darling is Unfinished Swan. You should definitely all play it. It's one of the best small titles that came out in recent months. It's just amazing. Play it now.
Hey, my indie darling is a game called FTL, and I don't know if it's been unsuccessful. I think it may have been very successful, but it is one of those games that brings me back to like the 1980s, 1990s, that it's very simple, but also very rich. But it has a great interface, it's totally fun to play, and it's like nothing else out there.
So my indie darling game has been a game that I've been playing probably for the last year or so now, and it actually just released yesterday, and that's Natural Selection 2, and the guys at Unknown Worlds and Charlie Cleveland and all those guys in San Francisco just launched their game. I think that they've created this engine that's just gorgeous with a handful of guys. And the gameplay is fantastic, and I think it's for as far as indie titles go, and I know Charlie's going to kill me for that one, but as far as indie titles go, I think everybody that's definitely one to check out. Unique style of gameplay in an FPS, and combining RTS elements in there as well.
The indie game I really like the most, currently, I may change opinion later, is FTL, Faster Than Light. I bought it on Steam a little bit a few weeks ago, and I just love the concept of a roguelike space game, and just like die and die and die and die, and that's fun. Buy it, I like it.
All right, a great game that I've been playing recently is called Kingdom Rush by Ironhide Games. It's a great tower defense game that I've been playing on my iPad.
Hi, I'm Chris King from Paradox, and I'd like to give a shout out to John Tiller's Battleground Waterloo. It's an old school war game, but it's still available, and it's basically one of the early war games I played on a PC, and I loved it then, and I actually rebought it recently because I love it now, and I'm still playing it, and I recommend it to anyone. Thanks.
So my indie darling that I want to recommend to you is a game called Gun Gods. It's made by Vlambeer, the same guys that made Super Crate Box. And it's old school first-person shooter that has really amazing level design, and it will really appeal to you if you like the old school shooters. And the only way to get it is to go to venuspatrol.com and purchase a subscription.
So one game I played recently, which I really, really love, and I hope you guys play it out there, is Dear Esther. It's a 45 minutes experience where you just walk. You can not interact with everything, but the visuals and the journey is absolutely great. I really recommend it if you have a 45 minutes left to enjoy a really different and nice experience.
So my indie darling is N+ on Xbox 360. Because it's an awesome game to play 4-player in your sofa back home, and I don't think it has been mentioned enough, and you better port it to PlayStation 3. Thank you.
My indie darling is Kingdom Rush. It's a great take on the tower defense genre, and it's available both on Flash in your web browser or on the iOS. And for me, it takes what is a great genre for me, and it adds a little bit of a twist, and with a fantastic, nice tone and art style to it.
My indie darling is Defense Grid. It's an awesome tower defense game that you can play both on the PC and on the Xbox 360. I like it because it's one of the most well-developed, well-polished, well-balanced tower defense games out there, and I'm super excited about Hidden Path's Defense Grid 2, which they did a Kickstarter on, and it's going to come out hopefully soonish.
Okay, my forgotten, jewel out there. I think you should all try Plague Inc. It's a pretty cool iOS game where you actually try to take down the whole humanity with a virus. So you need to make this virus evolve and spread faster and faster between the humans until you have taken the whole humanity down and everyone is dead. It's a pretty interesting concept, and it's actually a lot of fun.
Hi, I'm Rhianna Pratchett. I'm the lead writer on Tomb Raider, and the indie game I like best, and I'm not entirely sure it counts, but I'm going to say it anyway, is Double Fine Psychonauts. As you can see, I'm wearing my Double Fine Backer t-shirt, and I have mad love for Psychonauts. I think it uses game design and level design as storytelling in a wonderful way. It's funny and it's touching at the same time, and everyone should play it.
My indie darling would have to be Amnesia: The Dark Descent from Frictional Games. It's probably the only thing that has managed to properly scare me in the last 25 years. It is really, really scary, and I can recommend it warmly to anyone.